Well, good morning everyone. Welcome to Yorkshire Gamer, and it's our March 2021 video update in the Wargames room. And it's been an extremely busy month on the painting front and also the social media front with the launch of the new podcast, which we'll talk about a little bit later on during the course of this update. In the meantime, we've got one of my favourite bands. Mug of the day today is Marillion, and this is an album I did years ago called .com, where it was crowdfunded. It was one of the first ever crowdfunding albums for a band, and my face is on that mug somewhere, but we're not showing you that. And my name's in the album as well, which was pretty cool at the time. So while we get the lights warmed up and makeup on, I'm going to have a brew, and I'll see you in a minute with some new painted figures. So here we are with the first unit, and as always, it's the work in progress that we saw in last month's video. If you remember, I think I got half of the figures done and the shields were down by the side of them. So these are 12 28mm Aventine miniatures, Italian hill tribe stroke Samnite cavalry, which I've used for my Italian Allied Legion for the Analog Hobbies Paint Challenge, and the challenge finished last night. So that's all done and dusted, and these were part of the Legion that's now finished, and very nice they are too. We'll move on to the next unit. Next up is the command base, the main command base for the Legion, which has got 3 28mm Victrix generals on, and I've just swapped the heads out on 2 of them from the later Imperial heads that come with the set and put some more Republican type on there. And the base is 100mm in diameter for the 3 figures. One thing we did find with the Victrix is that they are extremely wide, the horses, and I didn't buy any for the cavalry units, which turns out to be a good job. My cavalry units are on 60 by 60 bases, and 3 Victrix cavalry only just, and I would say probably don't, fit on a 60mm frontage. So a bit of a shame really, because I was going to do some new Midians towards the end of the year, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen with Victrix because of that size problem. So I shall be on the lookout for some new Midians. Give us a clue if you know any. So that's the top man, and we'll have a look at the last unit for the project in a second. So here we go. Here's the final unit for the Legion, and they are 28mm Victrix again. I think there's 1 figure from a Gema in there. I was 2 or 3 figures short on a couple of units. And as we've discussed before, with Victrix only doing these figures in packs of 60, I wasn't going to buy 60 just for a couple of figures. So I had a box of a Gema lying around, and if you can spot it, it really does stick out. But for 1 figure, it's not too bad. And that box of a Gema, I'm probably not going to use them because I don't particularly like them as much as these Victrix figures or the Gripping Beast that I've also used. But it was handy to have that box around for spares. We'll see whether we do anything else with it in the future. As before, we are on 60 by 60 bases with the Ancients, 8 figures per base, and shield transfers by Little Big Man Studios. I do like these. These are very, very nice. As you can see there, they really are a very nice, very special unit from a lovely Allied Legion. So that's the Victrix. Okay, there's a little bit of shaky cam here, but I'm just giving you a quick preview of the completed Legion. There will be a proper video update on it. I'm going to do a troops on parade, but I've just got a couple of finishing touches to go with the Roman Legion, which is the same size as this, and they'll come out all together in one shot. So there we go, there's the Legion, and if we just do shaky cam and move over here, there's the Roman Legion with a bit of basing still ongoing. So there is one further unit to report on this month. So here we have the surprise unit. I had gone through the Analog Hobbies Paint Challenge and I'd set myself a target of 1,500 points, and I cracked through my Legion and I was absolutely sure that that Legion would get me 1,500 points. Well, it didn't. I was 18 points short, and I had 4 days left to get over the edge, and I started painting the guy at the back, this guy here, this command base for the Wars of the Roses, and I quite enjoyed it. I've always wanted a front rank army. I've never had one. I've painted front rank figures for other people in the past and quite enjoyed it. And I remember looking at the front rank stand for years and years at the old triples. They used to have a lovely stand with like a display case and stuff, but never bought any, and I don't quite know why, because I do like them and I like the look of them. If you've seen the podcast, we talked in the first episode. I spoke to Gareth and Chris about #WorldWarRoses and their big their big Wars of the Roses project, and just to give a bit of support for that and for something different, I bought these, and the plan was to do them after the challenge, but they'd been primed and they were ready to go, and I started them and I just cracked through them, and I got through this lot in 3 days, painted from primer to being painted. So they are 28mm front rank Wars of the Roses. They are a fictitious retinue. The flag is from the Earl of Chester, and the Earl of Chester was given traditionally to the King or the Prince of Wales from mid-13, early 1400s, I think, if I remember correctly. But the sheath of wheat is the sign of Cheshire, which is my home county, as I've admitted to on many, many occasions, though I am an honorary Yorkshireman now, having spent all my life here. So in honour of my former county, these boys have just been painted up as a general Cheshire retinue, and I've used the blue and the dark red as a cue for the colours on the livery. So if you bring one of these guys forward, they are very distinctive front rank. They have a lovely face on them, and I'm quite pleased. In fact, I'm very pleased with these, considering the short amount of time they took to paint, and they really have come out very, very nicely indeed. The guy at the flag standard bearer with the archers is a billman who I've just cut the bill off and replaced it with a standard. And yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with these. I've got some billmen, a unit of 24 billmen and a unit of 16 dismounted men-at-arms, and I don't know. Will I go for an army with it? I don't know at this stage, but it's in support of the #War of the Roses, and it looks nice. So there we go. That's everything we've painted this month. Let's have a look what we've bought to paint. So with Twerking progress today, we're at a bit of a strange juncture in the fact that the unit that we looked at, just the Wars of the Roses archers and command base, were literally finished like 2 or 3 hours ago. So I haven't got any work in progress at the moment, and I'm not quite decided which unit I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do for Twerking progress today is I'm going to show you the cavalry that I've got waiting to paint. Now, if you've watched the stuff that I do, or the video that I've done for painting horses in oils, then you should be familiar with the technique and the vast or huge amounts of horses that I paint, and a lot of them sit in the box for quite a long time after they've been oiled up, and so I just thought I'd go through all the cavalry units that I've got horses oiled and ready to paint. And let's just go. There aren't any. They're just primed black. They are a unit of 6 steel fist gendarmes, all ready to go. And there we've got some Roman cavalry, gripping beast Roman generals for my Roman legion. In here we have a unit of assault group mounted arquebusier for the Italian wars. They're fairly high up the queue. Italian wars is my next big thing I'm going back into, ploughing through a lot of stuff. And then we've got these guys. These are Perry Miniatures Crusaders. They're second crusade, which is a little bit earlier than what we play, but we're going to use these as what we call poor knights later on towards the crusade, who are just using whatever they can find. So they're a unit of crusader poor knights. In here we've got a unit of footsore Gulam. Most of the horses have been primed black because of the barding and the caparisons that are on them, but there's some there that have been painted up with the oil technique. Yeah, we're still going. And here we have Aventine Punic Wars Punic cavalry. I don't need to mention, do I, that all these are 28mm, and all the units are 12 figures, I think. Yeah, looking that way so far, apart from the gendarmes and the Roman generals, which are a 6. So let's put those to one side. Then we've got a unit of Muslim cavalry for the Crusades, armed with spear. Another unit of Muslim cavalry for the Crusades, armed with sword. And another box of Punic cavalry, this time from First Corps. I've painted one of those up. You'll have seen that a couple of 3 months ago. And then we've got these guys. These are Gripping Beast, and these are the poor fellows, poor souls of the Fellows of Christ, the original Templars. I just love the figures for these, that's why I've bought them. So that's another unit. And then the last one we've got in the paint box here is another unit of Muslim cavalry, and this one are armed with spear as well. So let's just bring everything back into shot. So you can safely say I've got some cavalry to paint. So now we've looked at Twerk in progress, let's see what we've bought. And new products into the Yorkshire Gamer room. I've continued my build of terrain, and I've got the last 3 pieces. These are 2 foot long river sections from the last valley, and I absolutely love these. They are brilliant. And if you saw last month's video, I got about 6 foot, 7 foot the previous month, and then I've ordered 2 2-foot sections and another ford down there for the Fornovo game. So that's my river done, and I should be putting that up and taking some photographs and doing a playthrough very soon. Also, as a bit of a tester, I ordered this. This is a dry bed waddy, 12 inches long, and I think this is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to be sending off an order, quite an extensive order, to Andy to get me some more of these done. And yeah, last valley, official supplier of terrain to Yorkshire Gamer. And that's the terrain, and we've got some odds and sods of figures in, and we'll go and have a look at those. So this month, new figure wise, we've bought some of these. This is from Wargames, would you believe? I was looking for some charts and baggage train for Novo for the French, and looked around quite a lot to try and find. Some have failed quite abysmally, and I've got these from Wargames. They're relatively cheap, £4 or £5 quid for the carts, and they've got some nice resin cargo to go with them. And along with that, having not bought anything from Front Rank for years, I end up buying stuff from them once for 2 months running. So in here, not yet made up, I've got another couple of carts to go with those, and then I've got some horses and some oxen to pull the carts. I didn't realise until after they'd ordered them that they actually do some drovers sets at Front Rank with drivers and stuff, but it's too late now. I've bought them. So there we go. That's the first lot of figures in this month. So next in, and this is going to be a bit of a surprise for some people, because this isn't my normal fare, but after a discussion with my lad, and he fancied having a go at this, and who doesn't want a war game with the kids? So we've bought this. This is a box set from I can't remember who makes these. Team Yankee. Is it Battlefront? I think it's Battlefront, isn't it? Anyway, we've always liked a good tank, me and my lad, and the Merkava is by far our favourite. And we've picked these up, and just to make and build and do as a little modelling project more than anything. We might do some gaming with it, let's see. I've bought some T64s and 72s as well, just waiting for those to arrive. And lovely box set. This comes with 3 tanks, 2 helicopters, some decals, and a little mini rule book as well. I'm not convinced with the rules. You know me, it's not really my sort of thing, but it's very straightforward, all D6 based, and a lot of people play it apparently, Team Yankee and its variants. So just have a quick look at the models that come in with it. We've got Merkava tank, which I have to say is particularly, I mean that is a sexy tank. If you're cruising up and down the beachfront, that's what you want to be doing it in. Definitely. Very, very nice tank. Done up as a Merkava 1, because I'm going fairly early with these. Sort of 82, 85. And on top of that, we've got one of the Cobras that I'm halfway through building. I've not done the rotor on that yet. So they're quite nice. They're nice models, and I've kind of looked at it in terms of, if I bought metals from Skytrek, they would be more expensive. So I've gone for the plastic option. I've bought the rule book as well. Well, not the rule book, the digest as well. This oil war book, I picked that up for, I think it was 10 quid or whatever. And just for the pictures and the like in here. There's some painting guides in there as well. I think me and my lad, we'll try a game of it and see what we think. But it's a bit basic, so can I say basic? For my engineering brain, such technology diluted into the role of a D6 doesn't really work for me. But yeah, let's give it a go. So that's everything that's come into Yorkshire Gamer this month. So it's time for my little personal exploration into the followers of Team YG. Again, it's a joke. Facebook, up 16 again, steady growth. Like I said last month, I think Facebook has reached its maximum. Twitter's plus 55, exactly the same as the previous month. Continues to grow a little bit on there, although, and great it is. We've got quite a close internet crowd on there that follow and support each other, and we've had a few new people come on, and I've been able to help them, which is great. Facebook now, if you didn't know, there is an email address on there if you want to send me any questions. I had a question from a guy called Andrew yesterday about Italian wars and starting an army up, and no problems at all. Sent him a reply back, and he's been grateful for the help given. And if you've got any questions, plenty of ways to get in contact with me. And now there's the Yorkshire Gamer, YorkshireGamer@gmail.com. Instagram, right? I don't know what's that. I don't know what has happened here. I have gone up 241, so that's like a 20% increase in 1 month, from 881 to 1122. Now there was a post, and just bear with me a second. There was a post that I put up of my Jerusalem nights, which you regulars, you will know what I'm talking about. And for some reason, and I honestly don't know why, it just went absolutely crazy. So here's the picture and the post. I'm sure you will be familiar with that picture, but it went, that's what we're on now, 10:59, which is 500-600 more than I would normally get. And then another one, 11:86 on that picture of the Triarii. So I don't know what I've done. I certainly haven't done any twerking whilst painting or any erotic dancing, so dancing anvil. So I don't know why, but there we go. YouTube's nice steady up 58. The podcast that we're going to talk about in a second is on there. I put the older episodes 2 weeks after they come out up on the YouTubes, and that seems to be quite popular. And the final one is the podcast, and the podcast has gone remarkably well, I have to say. The first pilot episode is close to 600 listens now. The first episode that is on both audio and YouTube is around 500, and the audio only episode 2, which is about to go on to YouTube next Friday, is up at I think it's about 200, and there's been a steady growth in the first week on all three, which is great. That's what I want to see. People are quite clearly interested in it, which is great. We're a lot higher than I thought I would be in terms of people listening. I was hoping for 200 an episode, and we've gone well over that. So thank you once again. Thank you if you're listening to the podcast. If you're not, I'm on Podbean. That's where it's being hosted. You can follow there, and it's available on Apple and Spotify and TuneIn and basically any pod host you can think of. If you find one that it's not on, let me know and I'll put it on there. Just recorded episode 3 a couple of days ago. That will be out hopefully on Friday the 26th of March, if not the day after, and it's looking very positive for carrying on, but I'll speak about that in the podcast itself. So if you are listening to that, thanks again, and thanks for everyone who likes and comments on my stuff. Very, very much appreciated. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, that's the month of March over. Thank you very much for tuning in. We hope we're getting ever closer to face-to-face gaming. I am due my jab fairly soon. I've just dropped into the next cohort to be vaccinated, and I've got my invite. Most of the guys here have been vaccinated already, so when it opens up, I'm hoping possibly the 17th of May when we get the Rule of 6 inside a house back, maybe. If not, then June, we're going to be back gaming here again. And boy, am I looking forward to that. So it's a sad month in some ways, in that we're going to be saying goodbye to the Roman Legion, or sorry, the Allied Italian Legion that we've seen grow over the last 3 months. Keep an eye out for a Troops on Parade feature for that and the Roman Legion when it comes out. There's a blog post going up on the completed project as well this week on on Yorkshire Gamer blog, so keep an eye on that. And it got a bit of a drag towards the end, painting all that white, but I'm proud of how it looks, and I think it's a really spanking looking army. And yeah, sad to see it go, but glad in other ways. But we move on to more projects. We've got the Wars of the Roses, and it's going to be mostly Italian wars that you're going to be seeing over the next month or so. I do tend to have a massive dip off in painting when the Analog Hobby Challenges finishes. You kind of keep yourself motivated to reach a points target or reach a goal. And with that all gone, in the last couple of years, I've really dipped off for a couple of months. And I think this is the 10th month I've done a monthly update. So you probably missed the dip off last year. I think I started this in May 2020. So we'll see how we get on. I haven't started anything yet after finishing the Wars of the Roses to get me over the line on the Analog Hobbies Paint Challenge. But I think I've got the motivation to finish off the retinue for them, so that will be in line, and the Italian Wars as well. So thanks once again, and as always from Yorkshire Gamer, Sithee.